sunlight kind of came out today. I don't think it's gonna rain. There's too much, I guess, open skies and all that, which is nice. With that in mind, what's going on today? Actually, in terms of outside, there sure are a ton of helicopters and planes flying around today, which makes you think of things like noise, for example. And it got me to think, with all that story about Walmart drone deliveries recently and yesterday with those residents complaining about it, it made me wonder, is there actually, I guess, clips and stuff that people post online on how it is? So I was basically going online and I found some of these ones were kind of interesting and made me wonder, when you see this or hear this, would you think this is irritating, for example? Like this one says, Walmart drone delivery testing. And from the sounds of it and looks of it, it's basically the drone flying around the neighborhood. So what would you think of this verse? So it kind of made me think in terms of perspectives. I guess one, if you're someone who flies drones a lot, do you think this is, quote, irritating in any way, or do you think it's just normal? And in terms of noise in the neighborhood, is this any different? Let's just say, I don't know, somebody using a lawnmower or something like that, because there's so many ways to go about with this. You can just say you hate it, it's annoying and so forth, but I always think in terms of consistency, is this kind of in line with other things that people do that you kind of tolerate? Because usually in noise situations like here anyways, it's more about a certain time where you can't make a lot of noise and all that. Like here, I'm walking in a park, there's a lot of animals and stuff like that. You can hear these planes and helicopters and stuff going all the time, but people are okay with it. And then reading some of the comments here, like this guy says, what? I, for one, do not welcome our flying leaf blower overlords. Other people saying, flying lawnmower was my first thought, but yeah, I think it's really cool. However, I do not want it around my house. And some people say, that is loud as hell, right? And its tone is annoying. That then made people comment, for example, with how they're going to, quote, shoot it down, or in some ways interfere with it. And then you have people posting, like this one says here, currently drones are legally the same as a regular manned aircraft. Damaging one would then be a federal no-no, and it's up to the FAA to press charges. Some people would say things, for example, they just use things like a GPS jammer, but kind of like this guy implies, and I even mentioned before, how would you guarantee that you can actually just take out that, quote, drone versus everything else within the area? But like with that example, let's just pretend you're someone on the side of the fence where you say it's annoying like a, quote, leaf blower. What do you do in a real life situation when your neighbor or someone is using a leaf blower then? Do you say ban them all, or do you kind of tolerate it and say, it's only for a bit, I know what he's doing and all that? So there, again, to me, it just comes down to consistency. If you say this should be banned, this and that for the noise, and you have to technically do it for everything else as well, kind of along the same lines. It can't just be because, I don't know, you're not using it per se, or you just don't like it. I mean, that's something to think about. But again, I guess it's kind of being reversed now, huh? People fear-mongered the recreational drone flyer and all that, saying get rid of them. So now I guess with all these organizations and stuff promoting over-the-top regulations, I guess it's for commercial companies now to kind of convince them, nope, let us do this. Non-stop plane and noises around here too. And then I read this today, which was trending in a lot of places here for whatever reason. It dealt with a news reporter for CTV Edmonton, I believe. And for whatever reason, it looked like she was going to faint. So you can see this first on what people saw live on TV.
Families are pushing the feds to. Sorry, Airman, I'm not feeling very well right now, and I'm about to.
Okay, we'll come back to me right now. We'll make sure that, Jessica, you are doing okay. Thank you. We will make sure that Jessica is okay.
So hopefully she's okay, and who knows what happened, but I guess it's the station's response that's kind of interesting too, and it's getting a lot of people, I guess, to come up with all these speculations on what happened. It says here, a message from Jessica Robb on Sunday night, a very personal and vulnerable moment unfolded as I reported live on air. Since then, it has been shared thousands of times along with baseless theories about the cause. To everyone who has reached out with the supportive messages of well wishes and concern, thank you. It's been overwhelming, and while I can't get to all the messages, please know I've seen them and appreciate every single one. I've also received an overwhelming amount of harassment and hatred. tied to false theories about the reason for the incident. While I will not share private medical information publicly, I can say that there is no cause for concern and that my understanding of my own medical background provides reasonable explanation for what happened. I can, however, confirm that the situation was in no way related to the COVID-19 vaccine. So is that her, I guess, definition of the harassment, where she was getting a lot of questions about that? And you can see in her social media and stuff, she basically privated her account afterwards. Kind of interesting, because this has been happening a lot in recent times where people just suddenly collapse and stuff like that. Live on air, I guess in most notable stories recently, it's athletes for whatever reason just dropping. So who knows what's going on, huh? It must be odd for reporters in these situations where they're used to being the ones hounding other people to get questions and answers, and now they are the news subject per se. I don't know if that's the right way to do it in terms of privating everything and all that, because in terms of, I guess, transparency and all that, maybe someone else could find out some details that when she posted something, they can say, aha, maybe this is connected. Then again, we're not her doctors and so forth, so all anyone can do really is speculate, but hopefully everything is okay, I guess. Alright, see you guys later.